banking system, lenders, government, collegiate system, cell phone companies, car dealerships. Hell, in today's world, even regular online shopping, they all want you in debt. It's literally unavoidable. They all want you in debt. The entire financial system is completely built upon debt. Time of this recording has been for about the last 50 years or so. As a father, I've taken one philosophy that I have applied to my finances as well. If I know that a pool of water is unavoidable for my children, I can go one or two routes. When I'm parenting them, two routes. I can either try to help them avoid water for the rest of their life, or I can teach them how to swim. On this channel, essentially, I am teaching you how to swim. At the end of the day, for the vast majority of us that are not going to try to live under a rock or live off the land or live off of some caravan RV that we done rigged up and parked out on the side of the road, the vast majority of us are going to have already encountered, and will continue to encounter forms of debt. You can either try to run from it, and debt will use you, or you can learn how to use it to advance yourself financially. It's not an option. The entire system, whether you support it or not, is built off debt. And the most important thing you can do is learn how to navigate debt. That is why the bulk of the content on this channel is centered around banking, cash flow management, and debt management. That's my background as a professional, and that is my personal experience through finance as a consumer and as a small business owner and operator. At the end of the day, debt is at the foundation of everything you do. I am a conservative, philosophical, financial-minded person, meaning that typically speaking, I believe in working hard, having a good income, saving your money. I even invest in precious metals. I am not somebody who inherently is pro-debt. It's not my nature. I'm the kind of person that will save every penny if it was up to me outside of what I needed to live. I understand that the financial system is rewarding those who play the game appropriately and punishing those who do not. When you look at the way the financial system treats you, the more you navigate debt effectively, the more you navigate it effectively, the more rewarded you are. The more you try to avoid it, the more you deal in cash, the more penalized you are. It's literally basic economic financial law in this country, in the financial system that we're in. If you think about the banking system, how poorly you're treated when you try to save cash in the bank, we can hop around at credit unions and small local banks and get better rates. But at the end of the day, when you look at what you will earn on your money when you leave it in deposits in a bank, for the most part, it's minuscule. In today's economic climate, interest rates are a little higher, so it's a little bit better off. But at the end of the day, generally speaking, and for sure, the prior 15 or 20 years before this economic cycle we're in now, it was literally a net loss to save in the bank. And in a lot of cases, it still is. When you look at taking money from the bank to invest in something or put that money to work in a business, the returns that you can get are magnitudes higher. If I gave you an analogy or an example, you having $200,000 in the bank in cash versus borrowing $200,000 from the bank and going buy a rental property, who's going to get the better return in the long run? Vast majority of you already know the answer to that question. The entire system, when you think about the U.S. government and the tax code, the greatest tax deductions and benefits available are centered around those who use debt. The greatest tax deductions and benefits are usually centered around business ownership and then investors. In both cases, vast majority of each are going to be using debt in most cases, or they're supporting a company or an entity that's using debt. If you're an investor in the stock market, you're probably not going to use debt to get into the stock market, but you're gonna basically provide your money as debt to those companies that you're investing in. They're just paying you back in equity versus interest. That's the only difference. You're still perpetuating a system of debt. You're participating in a system of debt. If you're investing in your 401k at work, you might be minding your business just trying to put up for retirement. But at the end of the day, you're basically putting your money into a system that's lending that money out or putting that money into companies that are using it as debt to grow their companies. That's it. At the end of the day, the entire financial system is predicated on debt, and there's no way around that. My obligation, my duty that I'm providing to you on this channel, my mission is to teach you how to swim. Because you're going to encounter that pool of water. When you go to college and go to get a degree, you're making a trade-off that you're willing to get in debt to get a higher education to increase your earning capacity. Simple. So when you make that decision, you're participating in debt. It doesn't matter how much you rationalize it or how logical you make it out to be. At the end of the day, you name it, car, owning a home, starting a business, enhancing or expanding your education, for whatever reason, going on vacation, financing trips or financing items that you can't afford at that time, for whatever reasons or another, every single one of us are going to find a way to get into debt. We're going to find a justifiable reason to get into debt. What I'm striving to teach you on this channel, and the most important thing that I want you to get from the bulk of my content, is not, the different hacks and strategies and tactics on navigating getting approved for credit cards or getting approved for various lending products. It's not really about that in the underlying capacity for me on this channel. I know there's a ton of other finance channels that their base case is just trying to get you to get approved for credit cards, and a lot of times they're roping you into back-end businesses where they just apply for these things for you, which I'm not knocking. At the end of the day, I'm also a mortgage broker, loan broker as well. Like, that's part of my background. That's cool. But the context of the content on this channel is completely centered around education. It's completely centered around, no matter where you decide to borrow from, who you decide to use as your loan broker, or whatever the case may be, or if you're applying yourself, is to teach you the underlying finances to navigating the banking system, great cash flow management, and navigating debt. Navigating debt. At the end of the day, there's no way to, in a healthy way, for the most part, to function in cash in this society, in our economy. You have to participate with debt unless you're a very significant income earner. Very significant, or you live an extremely frugal life. We see these two ends on the internet all the time as well. Frugality, and then those who make so much money that they can afford to do everything in cash if they choose to. The vast majority of us that are anywhere in the middle of that spectrum. Even for myself, I make a pretty good income. I do pretty well for myself. For the lifestyle that I have for myself, my immediate family, it would be very difficult to function in only cash and still provide the quality of life that I provide without me using debt to expand my finances. I don't use debt to, leisure or discretionary spending at all. But I do use debt to expand my finances, increase my income, increase the equity on the things that I may own, etc. I use debt effectively to grow my finances, and the entire financial system is doing the same. The entire system of cash flow in this country, in this economy, when you think about monetary supply, the concept of money flowing into the economy, at this point in time, for the last 50 or so years, 1970s, has all been through debt. Every dollar birthed into existence is because somebody borrowed it. So it's very important to you to understand, when you're functioning out here economically, financially, you can't have a poor philosophy around debt. You can't have a poor philosophy around banking. You can't have a poor philosophy around cash flow management. It's literally going to crush you. If it's not crushing you already, it's going to crush you. Whether your goal is to start a business, whether you're at a stage in life where you're nearing or growing towards retirement, or you're a young person that's on their way to college and just starting their life out in entirety, at the end of the day, however you slice it and dice it, you're going to encounter and will be best advised to learn how to navigate debt effectively. That is exactly what I'm striving to teach each and every one of you on this channel, and I use various avenues to do so. And lately it's been, centered around different banks. We've done a lot of Amex, we've done some Chase, we've tapped into Navy Federal, etc. The hot hype topics. I've taken those same topics, and my content, you will not find it to be the same as anybody else, even in the niche space of credit and personal finance. Those of us that discuss banking, credit cards, you will not find my content to be synonymous, and in a lot of cases even rhyme with a lot of other content creators. And it's not because I do or don't agree with the way they do it. It's because it's a different objective for me when I'm teaching you about this on the channel. Y'all can see we got a little company in the background over here. But at the end of the day, I wanted to put this video out for my pioneers this week because every single one of you need to understand more of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm planning on dropping an even more in-depth video covering my base case argument for the way I structure my content and the type of content that I put out on this channel. So I want every single one of you to comment down below and let me know what your experience in your relationship with debt is like. I want you to comment down below and let me know, what type of progressions you've gone through. Well, look, y'all, we got some company. Hello. Hello. Hey, beautiful. How you doing? Say hello. You want to say hello? Yeah, beautiful. So at the end of the day, I want y'all all to comment down below. Let me know what your relationship with debt is like. I want you to let me know what successes you're having, struggles that you're having. If you're having successes, comment down below and let people know what has worked for you. If you're struggling or if you're confused or if you're new to debt, comment down below and let me know questions that you might have, insights that you can use, video topics that you might want covered. Comment it all down below. I want all my pioneers to stay focused. Stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.